So this is going to be part 4 of our CQRS and event sourcing with Axon framework, and today we are going to be building the GUI using Vaadin. Now this is what we are trying to achieve. So if you go down, you can see the sketch of the form we are trying to achieve. On this side we can have a form to issue a command like a panel, and we have a panel to redeem a command. Then we have the grid view, the grid view here to display the transactions being carried out. So in the Axon server, you can actually see that the clients, the command and the query, they are actually running and they are up in the Axon dashboard. So we're actually running the clients in the client side at this point. So I'm going to put away all this. So let's get started. So I am actually working on a different project. So I'm going to just terminate this, terminate everything. Okay. So we are going to be continue with GC Easy. That is what we call it because they say that you are trying to make it easy for beginners, step by step for beginners. And if you are joining for the first time, please hit the subscribe button below and also go back to review or to be able to follow up the steps 1 to 3, which is also very easy. Alright, so it's normally very good to have a sketch, and that is what we actually have done. The sketch is made up of, the GUI is made up of issue panel, where you have, at this point, then we have issue panel is for sending issue commands, redeem panel is for sending redeem commands, and a grid here to display the transaction history or the list of transactions. So let's follow the step-by-step again, as you know. There is a step-by-step tutorial. So the first thing we are going to do now is to go to the GUI package at this point and create a new class, which is a Java class that is going to represent the GUI. So I'm going to call it gift card GUI. I'm going to call it gift card GUI. Okay, that's what I'm going to call it, and it's going to be a Java class. So I'm going to make this class to extend the Vaadin's UI class. So I'm going to say extends UI coming from Vaadin. And the next thing, step 3 at this point, implement the init method. So I'm going to just right click and choose generate and choose. I can actually put my mouse here and say implement methods, and I'm going to choose the init method. All right. Okay, that is fine. Annotate the class with at Spring UI. So I'm going to come here and annotate it with Spring UI because we want this class to serve as a user interface or as a GUI. Sorry for that. So at this point, we are going to add a command gateway. A command gateway is for sending commands from the GUI to the back to Axon framework at the back end. Alright, so on these requests are going to be sent through a command gateway. So I'm going to add a command gateway at this point. I'm going to say private commands gateway, and the next thing is to add a constructor. So I'm going to add a constructor at this point. So I'm going to right click and just choose generate, and I'm going to choose constructor, select. Actually, it's just going to be this. Okay, select and then say okay. So all right, so we've added a constructor. That is, we actually have done a okay. That is fine. Okay. So we actually done a constructor injection of the command gateway into this class. So let's go ahead to do the fun stuff now to create the panels. So instead of copying and pasting, I want you to go through how actually you create a GUI using Vaadin. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create this panel. Let me just show you again. I think I did close it up. But let me just go up again. So I'm going to create this panel, this issue panel. That's what I'm going to create. And then it's going to be exactly similar to the redeem panel as well. That is the two things we are going to create at this point. And it's going to really be easy. So I'm going to say private panel, issue panel, private issue panel, right? So this is going to be coming from Vaadin, com.vaadin.ui, and it's going to have two text fields. So I'm going to say text field ID is equal to new text field, and it's going to have a caption ID, and we have another text field. This one is going to be amount is equal to new text fields amount. Okay. All right. So we also need a submit button. So let's create it. Button submit is equal to new button, and it's going to be submit. All right. And finally, okay, this button actually, let's see. Okay, everything should be fine. All right, so we are going to be adding a click listener to the button. So I'm going to say submit dot add click listener, and we are going to create a new new listener, and it's going to be for the issue command. So sorry, let's just get it right. It's going to be for the issue command, and so when this button is clicked, we are going to issue a new issue command. We are going to send a new issue command, and we are going to be using the value placed in the text field as well as the amount placed in the text field. So I'm going to create a new issue command. CMD is equal to new issue command, and new issue command, and we have to use id.getValue. Now the amount has to be integer, but the text fields normally return the value of the text field are normally strings. So I'm going to simply use integer.parseInt to apply to the value returned by this amount text field. So I'm going to say integer.parseInt, and in this case I'm now going to say amount.getValue. Okay, so at this point we are sure that we are getting an integer value. All right, so at this point we've created a new issue command. After creating a new issue command, what do? We simply send it across. So let me put a comment, send the command. All right, so I'm going to say command gateway.send the command we created just now. All right, so we've created a new command and we've sent it across. Just put a semicolon at this point and just check around if we are forgetting anything. Okay, so all right, so after we've sent that is successful, we are going to display a message, so saying that the command was signed successfully. So let's put it right here. So I'm going to say the command was signed successfully. It's going to still be inside the click listener. I'm going to say notification dot show. I want to say success, and then I want to say notification type dot humanize message. All right, so this is what we have. So we've created this panel, and we are going to add this panel into a form. Normally, you need to add the panel into a form for you to be able to perform the actions you want it to perform. So I'm going to say form layout form is equal to new form layout. And then the next thing I'm going to say form.set margin to be true. I want it to have a margin, and then I'm going to add these components to the form. Form.add components. The component is ID, amount, and submit. All right. So we've added this to the form, and we now need to. Okay, so create a new panel, and we need to add the form to the panel at this point. So I'm going to say panel panel is equal to new panel, and give the panel a name, issue panel, all right? And then we are going to add, I'll set the content of this panel to be this form. I'm going to say panel dot set contents to be the form we just created, and then at this point we can just return the panel. All right, so we succeeded in creating the issue panel. So let me just put it here. The panel for issue commands. All right. So let's just copy and paste and then modify it let's modify it to have the redeem panel. So I'm going to just paste. In this case, I'm going to have panel for redeem commands, and I'm going to just change the name here to redeem panel. And what else are we changing? We are going to change here to redeem panel, and we need to see. So when we are doing redeem, we are going to actually be sending a redeem command. Okay, so redeem command, new redeem command. All right, good. So why do we have import class? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to just save everything. We are not done yet. We just have one little bit to do. So that is to create the layout. So what we've created is two panels. We are going to put these two panels inside a layout we are going to put it into a layout, and we are going to create this layout in the init method. So here in the init method here, we are going to create the layout. All right, so let's have a horizontal layout first, and then we are going to put these panels into a horizontal layout, just like you saw in the sketch. All right, so I'm going to say horizontal layout commands. So this horizontal layout is going to contain the commands, which is equal to new horizontal layout. And the next thing I'm going to say commands dot set size full. So it's going to be full. So we are going to now add the two panels we created into this command. So I'm going to say command into this horizontal layout, which I call command dot add components, and I'm going to add issue panel and redeem panel. Right? Okay. And finally, not exactly finally, I'm going to create a vertical layout, because now we are going to add. Let me go up. So we have these two parts here. These two parts is a vertical is a command right here, and this is a grid. So it's a vertical layout that we have two items, this group and this item below. So if that makes sense to you, that is fine. So let's continue. So here I'm going to now create a vertical layout. Vertical layout is equal to new vertical layout, and I'm going to set the size to full. Layout dot set size full, and that is fine. And I'm now going to add the commands to this layout. So I'm going to, for now, I'm not adding the grid, just the commands to this layout. I'm going to say layouts dot add component, and add component, and I'm only going to be adding this command, because this command is a horizontal layout that contains the two panels. So inside this vertical layout, I'm adding a horizontal layout that contains two panels. So I'm going to say commands. All right. And finally, I'm going to set the contents of this form of the GUI. I'm going to set the content of the GUI to the vertical layout, which I call layout. All right, so hopefully everything should be fine. Then let's handle errors. Just in case error occurs, what do? We want to put an error handler there to be able to handle errors that occur in the GUI. And to do that, you also add the method, the error handler in this place in the next methods. So let's use a custom error handler. Actually, I can just override the error handler by going to generate, and actually the step-by-step, okay, some details are not here, but that is fine. So I'm going to just go to override methods. I don't know, I should have error handler. Okay, so I don't see anything. Okay, so let's just write it out. So I'm going to say set error handler new default error handler. All right, so let's now, what is going to happen? The default error handler at this point, I can override the error methods of the error handler. So I'm going to simply go to generate and override methods and override. That is fine. So when an error occurs, I'm going to get the cause of this error, and I'm going to throw it or display it as a message. So I'm going to first say, I'm going to say throwable cause is equal to new is equal to throwable cause event does get throwable, and that is fine. And I'm saying while there is a cause, then we can get the cause. While cause dot get cause is not equal to null. While cause dot get cause is not equal to null, when you say cause equal to cause dot get cause. All right. So why do we have this error here? Cause dot get cause is not equal. I think I should take all this from here. Okay, perfect. All right. So at this point, let's now display the error message in the output. I'm going to use a notification to display this error message. I'm going to use notification.show cause.get message, and it's going to be a humanized message. All right, so hopefully we should be fine at this time. So let me just save everything. So in case you're missing out something, you have the step-by-step as well as the codes here for you. Now, for us to test this application, we need configuration. So if you go to run, you actually go to run here. It tells you edit configuration. That is fine. So you can actually come here and click edit add configuration. You go to run as well. You can do the same thing. So let's click on edit configuration. That is what is the step here in the step-by-step. All right, so I'm going to click drop down on template. You see a number of templates you can choose. That is fine. So I'm going to click on this plus sign, and we want to use Maven. So click on Maven and let's give it a name, GC Easy, and let it be Spring Boot. So this name I'm giving it, you can actually give it any name you want, but I'm just trying to give it a name that makes some sense. So just here you can just type Spring Boot or Spring Boot Run or Spring Boot. Once you start typing it, it shows up. So choose Spring Boot Run right here, and that is fine. Again, you want to, okay, this is fine. So normally you can also come here and click this plus sign and choose the build action, or what happens when you launch it. Let it build the project first before it runs. So I'm going to say okay. So you can we have a run configuration here. And now you have the green button here. I can now run it. So let me just click on run it and run. Let's see if everything goes well. If everything goes well, we should be able to see our GUI working perfectly well. So at this point, if we look at this place, I don't know why this one is still here. Actually, this should not supposed to be here. Okay, no problem. So this is okay. This is different one. So if you look at this place, you can see that It's starting up to run. So actually, for some reason, I don't know why we have all these download messages coming up here. It actually should have downloaded all the dependencies to the class path, and it's not supposed to be doing it at this point. But let's see. So it's still build succeeded, as you can see. So compiling at this point, and now it should start running. Let's see. I hope there will be no error. I strongly believe there will be no error, because normally sometimes when you do everything so perfectly and then you think there will be no error and there's error. But in this case, everything worked fine, and it says Tomcat started at port 8080. So let's go to port 8080 to check. So I'm going to say HTTP localhost at port 8080, and you can see that everything worked perfectly well. You can see. So if I give create a new card, say coming, and the amount is $1,000 maybe, and submit. So yeah, submit. Aggregate must be non-null. So I think I also already used this name before now. So I can just change the name to sub. So submit. So you can see aggregate exception was thrown. Aggregate identifier must be non-null after applying an event. So let's see. So we have some error, but so let's solve this problem in the next part. For now, we build the GUI, and in the next part, we now continue solving this problem. I'd like to thank you for viewing. Remember to subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button, and if you have any challenges, do let me know by leaving a comment in the comment box below. I remain kind on the Tech Pro, and I'm always there for you.